Good afternoon and welcome back to Paul Sherry Conversion Vans. My name is Justin Smith and today we're going to do another video on a brand new arrival here at the dealership. What we're looking at is truly a one-of-a-kind, extra hard to find van. This is a 2011 GMC Savana with the raised roof Explorer Limited XSE package. So it has every available option from GM and from Explorer. Starting off with the paint job on this van, what makes this is a special find. Not only is it an all-wheel drive, but it is a fade paint. So it's a darker silver that goes into a bright silver on the bottom. Truly makes it a one-of-a-kind van. Beautiful paint. In this van, it's a 2011, only has 34,000 miles on it. No door dings, paint's in extremely good shape, and it's been garage kept. As you notice in the front, it has a nice bug shield right here on the hood. Also with the rain guards on both front windows. The windows have been tinted aftermarket. They are at 35%, so they're legal in all 50 states. And that pairs up really good with the 5% factory limo glass in the back of this conversion van. Now this particular conversion van, being an X package, comes with the 20-inch wheels, and they're wrapped in nice Pirelli tires. Probably only 4,000 or 5,000 miles on these tires, so you won't have to worry about those for quite some time. Okay, picking up where I left off, want to go over a few important features on this van, and I typically find the back of the van is a good place to do that and demonstrate some of them. Starting with the safety features, probably the most important safety feature, or the one that I'm asked about the most, is does it have a backup camera? This particular package does have a backup camera. It is a factory backup camera located in the rear brake light above the barn doors. Now, anytime you put this vehicle in reverse, you are going to get an image of what's behind the van automatically as soon as you put it in reverse, and it's going to show up real nice on the rear view mirror for you. Now, sticking with the safety features, as I mentioned earlier, it is an all-wheel drive, so that's a real good safety feature. But this van also does have StabiliTrak and traction control, and those two work hand in hand with the all-wheel drive system to guarantee optimal traction in any weather condition. If you have any questions on StabiliTrak or traction control or how the all-wheel drive system works on the GM vans, feel free to give me a call and I can get into that in better detail. While I'm on that subject, I do want to throw out that the all-wheel drive only adds 300 pounds to this van, and that's another question that I get all the time, is what are the gas mileage differences between a rear-wheel drive and an all-wheel drive? Well, as you can imagine, 300 pounds is not going to do much. This van can achieve 18, 19 miles to the gallon, no problem on the highway. Now, moving over to some of the capabilities of this van, obviously it can move 7 people in comfort, but this particular van does have a factory tow package as well, and can safely tow any camper or boat up to 6,400 pounds. All right, now for the very best part, moving along to the inside of the van. Where I'm sitting right now, being a 7-passenger, you have a row of captain's chairs and then a rear power sofa in the back. These captain chairs are the same chairs that are up in the front of the van, extremely comfortable, very well built, and they will withstand just about anything you can throw at them. It's a very hardy, sturdy seat. They do have a recline option, so they do fully recline. And they are on a quick release pedestal, so if you need to remove these seats to haul some big cargo, that's not a problem, especially with doors on both sides. Gives you easy access to both captain chairs, and they weigh roughly about 50 pounds, so moving them out is not that difficult. This van, just like most of the conversion vans you're familiar with, does have the privacy shades in the back on every window. Makes it really nice to get some added privacy or maybe some extra protection from the sun. So you do have those. Being a raised roof, we do have the overhead storage all the way around. And in this particular van, there are 5 cabinets up in the raised roof. And they make good storage compartments for your remotes, DVDs, umbrellas, blankets, whatever you can put up in there. So that's a nice feature to have as well. Now, every chair in the back of this van has its very own cup holder. There's multiple charging ports. The electronics in this van were top of the line for 2011. It does feature a 27-inch Vizio LED TV, which is full 1080. and that is paired up with a standard DVD player and its gaming console. Now when I say gaming console, I'll demonstrate that later on in the video, but the console is located between the front two seats, and that houses your DVD player with access for the rear passengers. Now the console actually acts as a cooler as well for the front two passengers. But being a gaming console, you got your DVD player down there, and you do have RCA connectivity ports. So what that means is you have the capability to hook anything up to this television back here through the RCA ports. Now, if you have any question on what might work in the back of this van, feel free to give me a call and I can get into better detail. Now, when watching a movie in this van, you're going to have two options as far as the audio goes. You can listen to it through the wireless headphones that are provided, or if you want to get that true surround sound experience, you can listen to it through the rear speakers that are in this van. Now this van features JVC speakers throughout the back of the van, and it truly does give you that home theater experience. Okay, now I want to talk about the rear sofa in the back of this van. Now it is a power rear sofa. Now some of the things that it can do, it's on a sliding track, so you can slide it forward to give yourself a little more storage behind the sofa, or you have the ability to slide it back for bigger taller passengers to give themselves a little more leg room. Now the van, the seat will fold flat. It is a three-piece sofa, so that is the biggest that Explorer offers. So it's going to give you the biggest available sleeping area in the conversion van segment. Okay, moving along to the front of the van. Won't take too much time in this segment. Just want to go over some of the basics. Again, the front seats in this van are just like the seats in the back of the van. Everybody always wants to ride in the back, but if you're stuck in the front, comfort's not going to be an issue. I promise you that. The seats are on an 8-way power pedestal. They just got a wide variety of adjustments. So finding that comfort zone is easy to do. Power recline, power lumbar, heated seats, and all your different controls on the base to raise and lower it any which way you might like. So that's a nice feature to have in the front of the van. Moving over to the dash, we have a nice leather wrapped wheel with steering wheel controls on both sides. Now the ones on the left are going to operate in your cruise control, and the ones on the right are for your factory navigation system that's included in this van. Now this particular van does have a remote start system from the factory, obviously keyless entry, has power windows, power locks, power mirrors, tilt steering wheel column, cruise control. As I mentioned a few seconds ago, a factory navigation system. Does have an AM/FM tuner, a CD insert, and an auxiliary input to accommodate an iPod or any cell phone to listen to music that way. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this van does have a factory tow package. So to the left of the radio is a little picture of a trailer on a button, and what that does is changes your shift points to make it a little less stressful on the van anytime there's a trailer behind it. So that's a nice feature to have as well. Now as far as charging ports go, up in the front of the van you have 2 DC ports and also 1 USB port. Now there's plenty of cup holders in the front of this van, with 5 in the front to be exact. You got 3 right below the radio in this console. Also have 2 in the lid of the cooler that I mentioned earlier, and we'll show you later on in the video what that looks like. Also do have a little glove box as well right underneath the cup holders. The air conditioning and heat system is laid out really good in the front of this van. 3 dials right above the radio. You got a fans control, a temperature gauge, and a selector. Now the rear heat and air can be controlled from the back of this van, or also from the very front of this van right above the rear view mirror. And then you do, above the rear air and heat controls, you have 5 buttons up here. Okay, those buttons are going to control your indirect lighting in the very back of this van. And also, being an X package, this van does have a power rear sunroof in the back. And you do have controls right up here from the front seat to open that, and that is a fully functional power sunroof, something you would find in any modern car or SUV. So that's a great feature to get some ventilation in the back of this van. And that pretty much wraps up the front of this 2011 GMC Savana Explorer conversion van. Once again, my name is Justin Smith with Paul Sherry Conversion Vans, and I'd like to thank you sincerely for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed the video that we did on this new arrival here, this 2011 Explorer all-wheel drive conversion van. Now, if you have any additional questions on something that I might not have covered in this video, or perhaps a question on something else that you've seen on our website, please don't hesitate to call. I'm always around and willing to answer anybody's question. And for those of you that are in search of that perfect conversion van, something that you maybe not been able to find yet, or just like the videos that we do at the dealership, I kindly ask that you subscribe to our YouTube channel and even like us on Facebook. And I can't reiterate enough of how nice a van this is. And again, with GM not making the all-wheel drive conversion van anymore, these are becoming more rare and rare with each day that passes. So call me today for a great deal on this beautiful van.